Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time seeing my video, please don't make it your last. I make sewing videos and they are really nice and chic, so if this is what you'd love to watch, kindly subscribe to my channel. So I made this beautiful butterfly Bubu dress. I used a pattern paper because the fabric was a two-tone fabric, but I wanted it to be three-tone, so I used the pattern paper to manipulate it into this. So if there's something you'd like to watch, kindly watch to the end to learn how to draft yours and to make yours into a complete Bubu. So it's a butterfly Bubu, like I said. It has like a tape in front, really nice. It has a front slit, it's two side slits. The hand is really nice and everything is chic. So I would want you to watch to the end, share, like, leave a comment if you find anything confusing. And yeah, that's the slit. Looks really nice, and it has another one on the side too, so you can move freely, really freely. And yeah, that is it. It's really beautiful. So kindly share with your friends that love to sew, like, subscribe, and do those nice stuff. I'll see you on the cutting table, guys. Guys, this is the fabric I'm using. Like I said, it's a two-tone fabric, so I'm cutting them separately to like make the sleeve and the mid center body. So I need my marker, my pattern master, and my two scissors, one for fabric and one for my paper. So I'll go ahead and just measure my fabric, my paper, to make sure it is enough from my shoulder to sleeve. I have a total of 22 inches in width, so I'll take in my neck width, which is 3 inches by 2 inches for the back. The neck depth is 2 inches and the neck width is 3 inches, so I'll just make a square around there, then make a curve. As you can see me, I'll just make a curve there. Then next thing I'm doing is to go down at this point by 2 inches. Then I'm going to like connect that. My pattern master was too short, so I had to use my tape rule, so I'll just use that to connect, make a slant and just connect. So I'll just connect, and then I'll make my slant bold using my pattern master. So this is what I have. So I'm going to like measure what I have here. So what I have here is around 23, so I'm going to divide 23 by 2. So I'm just going to like divide it by 2. So I had 12.5. So what I have was 25 rather. So I divided by 2 and I had 12.5. So I was just marking 12.5. So that is going to be my center front. I'm going to like mark that 12.5 down to the end. As you can see me doing, just like mark that to the end. Then connect all my broken lines together. So guys, after connecting my broken lines together, I want to like go in for I'm going to go down by 8 inches, which is my front neck depth, because I'm cutting the front and back on this pattern paper, which you would see. Then I went in by 1.5 inch. Now I'll just connect that from that point to my 1.5 inch that I measured, and I'll just leave this first. I've already cut out the neck depth for the back. Then I'm just going to like separate this pattern together, because one is going to serve as our center front and the second is going to serve as our sleeve. So don't let it serve as our center front. We're going to be cutting it on a fold, so I'll just separate those paper together. So this is what I have. And also I'll cut out the shoulder slant or the shoulder slope that I made earlier. So I have this now. I'll just set that aside so I can cut my center back first, then cut the sleeve for my back. So this is the one for the sleeve. This is what I'll be using for the sleeve, is on the fold. So like I said, I separated both fabric. This is how I separated it. I just cut through in the middle. The one with box is shorter than the one with wavy design. So this is what I have. I cut them 50. My total length for my Bubu was 56, because I was doing 1 inch to M, and the total length will be 55 at the end of the day. So this is what I have for my center front and my center back. So I'll just put it on the fold. So I'll just fold that into 2. That is going to serve as the center back. Please don't cut on the side that is not folded. Cut on the side that is folded, like side that is folded completely, like that point line. You just cut on it. So I'm just going to like iron it and make it straight. And yeah, so I'll place my pattern paper on it. Make sure you place a weight or pin it to your pattern paper. My fabric does not accept it, accepts pin, but it's like it's too hard to pin. So I'm going down by 0.5 inch again, because I noticed that the neck was too small. So in total, my width for my Bubu neck is 3.5 inch by 2.5 inches, if that makes sense. So this is what I have. So I'm just going to like cut out my neck now, my neck line. I'm just going to like cut out my neckline now. Then cut my shoulder slope that we made earlier. I'll just cut that down. So after cutting, this is what I have. It is looking nice. Then I'll go ahead and just trim it really well to make sure everything is straight and nice, right? So this is what we have. I'm just going to like remove that now from the table and put the part that we're using for our sleeve. So this part we're using for our sleeve, and I'm just going to like place the sleeve part. You know, there's a part we're going to join to the center front, and yes, I'm going to like place that point there. So I'm going to like place that point, then place it with, then cut my shoulder slant. Then separate the two pieces, because one is for the right side and one is for the left side of my back. Make sure you measure your client like from head to toe if it's a long bubu, and if it's a short bubu, make sure you measure it to whichever length you want. So I just made a notch there to tell me that I'll be connecting that to my center front. So this is what we have for the back. So I'm going to like redraft the front neckline, as you can see me do, because we already altered that to the back, so it has to be balanced. So now the first thing I'm going to do now is to go down by 8 inches like I did earlier. Then I'm going to like connect that, then connect it back, arrange it by 1.5 inch, then connect that 1.5 inch back into my neck, my new neckline. So I'll be measuring 1.5 inch from that point down, so I'll be cutting that out. So I just measure 1.5 inch here and down to the end of the pattern paper. So I'll measure another 1.5 inch here and keep measuring. Then I'm going to use my pattern master to connect all the broken lines that I made now. This is what I have. Then I'm just going to like cut. So that we don't need that. We don't need this point for the front. So I'm going to place this on my pattern paper, on my fabric to cut now. So this is the fabric I'm working with. Remember, center front, we are cutting 2. So I'll just arrange my fabric to the way I want it to be. Now I'm going to place my pattern paper on my fabric again. So guys, I'm just going to like cut that part. Cut it, as you can see me do. So make sure you make a notch there, so that is going to denote that, oh, I'll be joining that's my center and my neckline for my front. So you know when you're sewing, you're going to understand when you start sewing. So I'm going to cut out the sleeve now for the front, for both sides of the front, the right and the left. So it's the same thing we did for the back. It's exactly the same. So I'm just going to like place my sleeve point on my, not really sleeve, I don't call it sleeve, but you get the other side. You know, we made it like we trimmed the this thing in the middle. So yes, I'm just going to like cutting that down also, and I'll separate it. So guys, I removed all my weeds and this is what we have. Make sure you make a notch to the point that you be joining with the front, because we'll be joining this soon. So just make a notch and this is what we have. So this I'll be joining. One side will be to the other side and one side will be to the other side, which you will see me do. I'm going to make like a short demonstration. I'll be joining. Look at it. So I'll be joining to this point. So this I'll be joining, as you can see. Really nice. It's already coming together, don't worry. Then this point, my table is not very big, so I'm sorry. Why am I sorry? My table is not very big, so I'm just going to like look for the parts that I add the noise. That's how you should make a noise, so you didn't make a mistake. So that's point that has I don't know. So I'll just be joining that point now to the other side of my front, one side of my front, right side facing each other. Then I'll just pin through. Right side facing each other. I'll just pin through. Then two on 0.5 inch or 0.25 inch, depending on how tiny you can. So just make sure it is as tiny as possible, so you don't lose so much fabric by joining. So just sew at that point. So then I'll just set that aside and do the same thing for the back. So this is our back. You know our back is on the fold, so this is what we have of our back. And I'm just going to like put both sides on it. Remember we made a notch, then just put, look at it, just put the side on it, right side facing each other, and then pin. Make sure everything is well aligned. So do the same thing for the other side of the back, right side facing each other again, then pin. So just sew down and sew the other side down. Join. Use the tiniest allowance that you can use. So I've gone ahead to like join, and this is what I have. So I'll be ironing this. I'll iron it. So you can see I've joined it for the front too, and this is what I have. So I'm going to iron it. I'm done ironing, and this is why I'm just joining them on the shoulder slope. So make sure you mark the allowance together. That line in the middle is going to act as a guide to just join together, and join that together on the sleeve side, like on the shoulder side rather. So join that point together. Just watch closely. It's actually like, if you watch closely you would understand. So make sure to the line they are matching. The line that we just made now, they're matching. So just join there. Just pin rather, and just pin. Use that as a guide and pin. So you'll be sewing on the 0.25 inch seam allowance. Just keep sewing and to that point too. And this is what we have after sewing. We've already joined it and it is looking really nice. So I'm just measuring from my from the down point down around my neck, so I'll know what I'll be measuring for our neck tape. That is in the middle, that tape in the middle. So I'll just be measuring it. You can see I'm just measuring it. My taper is too small, so I'm joining my tapers together. So just measure round and go downwards again. So I'm just measuring. Just keep measuring. So my taper finished again, so I plussed everything together. Yeah, so that is it. So I'll be joining everything together. So I joined all my measurements together, 60 plus 60 plus 9 inches. So that's what I had in total. 60 plus 60, that's 120 plus 9 inches, that's 129 inches ultra. So we've gotten a fabric of tape of 129 inches. So I'm just marking it. What I'm marking is 2 inches. I'm marking 2 inches wide, but it's on the fold though. I'm marking 2 inches. So I just kept on marking. Then I'll cut. My fabric is not long enough, so I'll be joining this part. I'll be joining it too. So just watch. I'll teach you how to join it so that it won't be noticeable. Then I'll just cut the 2 inches strap we just made. 2 inches strap on the fold, please, on the fold. Now measure it and make another fold. So now I measured it and it was around 52. So I'll minus 52 from 125, 129. Then what I have again, I'm going to like measure if you have like a complete long strap, you don't need all this mathematics. I'm just doing it because my strap is short, so that's why I'm doing all this mathematics. So I'm going to minus 55 from 129, and what it gives me, I'm going to like measure it again on the fabric to get what I want. So I'll be measuring that again. I'll fold my fabric again. So I'm just measuring my fabric to I'll mark that point. So I'm just going to like mark again. It's only fold again, so I'm just going to like mark. So I'll be joining this tape to or this strap on both ends of my tape, like the longest one. So I'll be joining the two on both ends. So just watch closely, you understand. So I just cut through. Then use that one to measure again. Use that one to like cut another strap as long as this one, because these are like the shortest one. I'll be adding on both ends. So I'll just be adding this right side facing each other. So I'm just showing you. Go ahead and iron it very well. So now I've ironed it, and this is the longest one. Then I'm going to carry this is like the shortest one, the short one. So I'm just going to like add it. Make sure the scripts in the middle is matching together, that where you just iron. So now I'm just going to like pin. They are right side facing each other, so I'm just going to like pin. Then pin that point also. Then go to my sewing machine and just sew and just join. Then join on that point too. Then I'll join on that point too. So after joining, this is what I have. So I'm just going to like fold it in, iron it very well, so it can like stay put. So I'll do the same thing for this point also. Fold it to that point, then iron it. So this is what I have after. This is what I have after ironing. It's looking nice and it doesn't even look like there's like a join there. So I'm just going to like look for the center of it. So I'm just going to like match them up together, then look for the center. So this is what I have. This is my center. I'm just going to like make a notch at that point. So now I'm going to measure from that center front that made that notch made that center front. Then I'll measure it around my back neckline, then to the second notch too. Just in second notch too. So I had a total of 28 inches. So I had a total of 28 inches. So what we're doing now is to actually like open up. I'm going to mark 28 inches. Just watch closely. Divide my 28 inches by 2. So that gave me 14 inches. So this is why I'm going to mark 14 inches. Then open it up. That point that we made a notch, I'm just going to like look the midpoint again. Then join them together. So as you can see, then measure 14 inches. Remember, altogether was 28, but divided by 2, so that's 14 inches. Just mark 14 inches, then pin at that point. You leave that point opened because that's where your neck will be passing through. So you just pin that to the point where you want your slit, how high you want your slit to be. So just keep pinning. So I wanted my slit to be, I'll just sew on that point and just stop sewing there. So I wanted my slit to be around 15-14 inches long, high rather. So, and I just got exactly that, and I'm just going to like sew from that point to that point. So after sewing, this is what I have. Then I'm going to like open it up. So we have our neck opening already. So this is what it's looking like. It's looking really nice, and we'll be using this to pipe our neckline. So these are opening or our slits for the front, and this is what we have. So guys, I'm just trying to I'm just measuring what I cut out. So I measured, then trim this thing again, because I'll trim it again because it was too wide. So I'm going to trim it. So I'll be trimming it down to 2 inches. It was 2.5 inches in the that's how I was measured 2 inches, because I used 2.5, which was too much. So do the same thing on this side. Just remove, I used 2 inches, so I think you guys see 2 inches, so you don't really need to go through this process. So I just trim that off. So just make a notch again, and this is what we have. So guys, this is what I have. Make sure you iron it again. So now we'll be joining. So I'll make a notch on my center back, my neckline, the center of my neckline for my back. I'm just going to make a notch there. So I make a notch, then open it up. See, right side, wrong side is facing me. So I'm going to pin. So as you can see, I'm just going to pin to the notch first, then keep pinning all through. So I'm just pin to the notch first, then pin to my, then keep pinning. You can see I'm just pinning all through. You just keep pinning. So I'm just sewing that point 0.5 inch now. You just keep sewing down around. It's actually very easy when you start sewing, then make a back slip there. So after sewing, this is what I have. I'm done sewing, so now will be I'm done sewing, this is what I have. So I'm going to make notch around it. Okay, notch. So it's going to lay flat. So just make sure everything is well aligned. Then we'll be sewing. We'll be joining hemming the sleeve. So I'll just fold it once, then fold it again, then pin. So I'll just be hemming it. I'll be using the double fold method. Fold it 0.5 inch in, then another 0.5 inch in again. So as I'm folding it, so I'm just pinning through. If you've watched to this point and you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe, please. I'd really appreciate that, so I can bring value your way rather. So just keep pinning to the end and keep pinning. Do the same thing all through. Do the same thing for the other side. So this is what we have. So now I'll do the same for this other sleeve, and now I'm done pinning and it's nice. So I'm going to measure from my shoulder down 9 inches. That's going to serve as my armhole line. So I'm just going to like connect that and measure my bust measurement. Then I'll add 1.5 inch on my bust measurement. That's going to serve as ease. So that's going to serve as ease. So now I'm just like pinning it. Oh, I have to do that again, so please pardon me. So go down by 1.9 inches. That's going to serve as I'm open, depending on how big the person is. So I'm using 9 inches here. So I'm just from my neckline down there, I measure 9 inches. So I'm going to measure from the center, from that line in the center, then measure my bust measurement, then add 1.5 inches as is. So my bust is 35. So 35 divided by 4 gave me 8.75. So 8.75 plus 1.5 inch. I'm just going to like mark that there. So I'm just dividing that. So I'm just going to like mark that from my 9 inches point, which is our arm. I'm just going to like measure it again. Look at it. So I'll measure my waist now. So my waist is 16 inches. So I'll mark my 16 inches mark. Then from that line in the middle, that line that I saw earlier at that place, that's the center front. So I'm just going to like mark that. My waist is 20. My waist is 30. The waist I'm using is 30. So this is divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch for ease. So I'm just like go down by 8 inches. That's going to serve as my hip line, or the hip line for the client that we're working with. So I'm going to go from that middle of that line again, then measure my hip measurement divided by 4, then add 1.5 inch. So I'm just going to like connect that. So I'm connecting that that bust to the waist and waist to the hips. So that's all we need. So added is of 1.5 inch. You can add is of 2 inches or 1 inch if you want to, but that's okay for me. So I'm just going to like pin what I just marked, and I'm just going to like pin through. So I'm sorry you can see that I thought the chalk was actually visible, but the chalk wasn't visible. But I explained it thoroughly. I did my best. So guys, I'll do the same thing for this point. From the tip of my neck, of my shoulder, down 9 inches, mark 9 inches. Then from my center front, which that line serving as center front, I'm going to measure my bust measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch. So bust measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch. Do the same thing for your waist, shoulder to waist, then waist divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch for ease. That 1.5 inch is for ease. So I'm just measuring what I have on the other side, and I'll just put it on this side too. So now I'm going to go down by 8 inches, which is my So guys, I'm just going to like measure my hip also. My hip measurements divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch as is. So I'm just going to like connect that together. So I'm measuring what I have on this side and just replacing it there. So it's like join that together. I'm O to waist, then waist to hip. Waist to hip rather. And this is what I have. So I'm going to pin again. So now next thing I'm doing now is to actually like connect that point very well. So I'm just connecting that point very well. Then I'll be pinning. Then to my hem or to the down point, I'll measure what I have, the space I have there. I have 1 inch space. I'm just going to measure the 1 inch space. Just going to measure the 1 inch space. So when I measure from that point, it's going to give me my like if measurement block is. So just measure the 1 inch space down to the slits that we made in front. So the amount of slits you made in front, that's the amount of slits you should make on the side. So I'll do the same thing on this side too. 1 inch. I'll just measure my 1 inch through. I'm measuring my slit point, so I'll know where to stop. Then I'll pin. Then I'm going to pin. So I'm just going to show you how this is. So I'm going to sew on this point using this straight stitch. Follow my curve and add that point and that point and that point and down. So that's what I'm sewing. Then when I'm done, I'll end and out. Then we are done with your Bubu. Our Bubu, your own, my own. So guys, if you've watched, I'm done joining and you have like perfect Bubu. So if you've watched to this point, kindly aim the down point. Aim it. I'm just trimming the excess tape we made, and I'll just be aiming, folding it this way and this way. Then do the same thing all through for this side of the front and the other side of the front. Make sure that everything is matching very well. So I'm going to iron first before aiming, because that's going to make it easier and going to make it neater. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you've not done that, and I'll see you in